get started here. I heard today was signing day, so I'm looking at this list to see who signed with the Mountaineers, and looks like we got some good recruits. It's a lot less stressful, is kind of my point on saying that. It's a lot less stressful than it's been. I think Ryan Dorchester and the recruiting world did a good job with these guys. We signed, we had two already here, obviously, because they count as a part of this signing class. When you lose when you fill your allotted 25, the only way you can go beyond that is to bring guys in August, which we did with Van Darius and Isaiah. So had two, and we got 16 today. So that's a good day today. So we're sitting here at 18. So we got 7 more that we'll go identify here between now and sometime in the summer. So it's nice to be able to kind of reassess after the early signing period as far as what we need moving forward. So we'll be back out on the road in January to continue to do research and to continue to recruit guys and bring in about seven more here moving forward. So like where we're at with that, really, I mean, they're all good players, and we're excited about having them all and all that, and don't have time, and I can go through each and every one of them, but then we can't talk about anything else because time would be up. So, but you got your list there, and you all know who they are anyway. But I think it's a great it's a great group of guys. We have 4 coming in at midterm. Got a lot of good quality high school guys from all over. Probably. Give Coach Belk, Doug, a shout out just for doing a great job in Georgia. That's been a high priority of ours. We've, really focused on Georgia the last few years, and I've spent all 3 weeks pretty much down in Georgia down in December, and it's outstanding football down there, and we're going to continue to work hard at getting guys from that area. So, he brought in 4 high school guys from there, and then Dre Sean, the junior college corner, was a big get for us. He'll be here in January. He's originally from Georgia, played with the Brown brothers and Isaiah Esdale out in Arizona. So had some connections there that were good. So excited about that class. Any questions recruiting-wise?
The biggest needs you identified, I guess, almost a year ago for this class, and why do you met those, at least to this point, with knowing you still got space to go?
Yeah, I'm biggest needs. I don't know. I mean, every position's always a need. We want to continue to bring guys in. I mean, you look at it. I got my master sheet in the back that I look at as far as what we still have on the board, which can change based on how good players are. We go out there and if we're not, and I could honestly say we're probably not looking for a running back right now because we got a really good one in Tony Mathis, and we have 4 coming back. So, but if but things happen all the time, as we all know. But if there's just a great one, we may reevaluate that. I wouldn't think that was just an example. But we're always looking for the best players we can. We're always looking to create as much competition as we possibly can. Obviously, quarterback is still a need at this point. Hadn't signed one, and I think you all can figure out what we've been successful with quarterbacks and what we will continue to try to look for in quarterbacks. We've only got 2 on scholarship right now. I just got done coaching them hard out there a few minutes ago, and we will obviously probably bring somebody in the summer. Moving forward, still looking for who we can get. So we know what our needs are, and we're going to continue to look at that and evaluate that. I think every semester, one benefit to having upwards of 7 guys is you never know what's going to happen the next semester. So when we get here in January, and there may be some guys that we were counting on that may not be a part of the team. Who knows how things happen. I do want to talk about academics for a minute. This grades came out today. I couldn't be more excited about who's running our academics in the back. Brittany Odell is an absolute superstar. She's been with us now for, I think, 4 years. This is her fourth. So she's doing as good of a job as I've ever seen. Just the relationship she has with our players, our staff. She's in every one of our staff meetings. She knows everything that's going on around here. Great relationship with the players, great relationship with the faculty across campus. She is an absolute superstar. Couldn't be happier with her performance. Can't thank her enough. Once again, this is the third year in a row all players are eligible for the bowl. There's no 6-hour concerns, no 9-hour concerns. Overall team GPA this semester was 2.98. That's the highest ever. Hell, that's better than what I did at times in college. Think about that. 120 guys. I mean, there's overall GPA of 2.98. We had 0 Fs. I mean, I'm 0 Fs. Like, for every one of our players, 0 Fs. Nobody had below a 2.0. It's just unbelievable. 66 of our players had 3.0 or higher. That's more than half the team had 3.0 or higher. So it's unreal. I mean, and I think our coaches do a great job of keeping our players accountable academically, having her in the building in the back, and just interacting with her on a daily basis, and is outstanding. So I commend our academic department for helping us as a football program to be able to achieve the success that we're having as student athletes. We graduated another 7 guys. 10 played this year with their degree, and we just added 7 more. So 17 people in the bowl game will be graduated as seniors. So that's not even counting some of the juniors that have already graduated. So that's about as good as it gets. I haven't seen a situation like this that's that good. So we're thrilled to death about that. Any other signing day questions?
Besides Drayshawn, who's going to be here early?
Yeah, I got 4 total. Taj Alston, D lineman he's originally from North Carolina. Kerry Martin down from Charleston. Drayshawn, and who'd I miss, Dor? Is Dor in here? Dor's not in here. Dor probably went home. He's who am I forgetting? There's one more. Kerry, Drayshawn, Jalen Winston, Jan Taj. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. There should be one more.
We'll find out.
Yeah, there's one more. I'll figure it out. If somebody knows where Dor is, call Dor and ask him who the 4th one is. We'll figure it out.
You're recruiting the junior college players. How important is it that they are December graduates and can enroll early? Is that a kind of a big line for you?
Helps. It's to a point where whether it's a junior college or whether it's high school guys like Kerry, I mean, he's coming in as a high school guy. That gets him so far ahead. You try to recruit junior college guys because that's what your need is, but I mean, we've brought a lot of junior college guys in here that are 3 for 3, that have a sit year and still have 2 years to play. So, whether it's high school, whether it's JUCO, it doesn't matter. It's about if you have the ability to be able to come in early, that just gets you so much work in the spring semester. Pretty much all of them will be here in June. But that extra 6 months or whatever is valuable.
There's a handful of states that produce a ton of talent. What is it about Georgia that you guys have really honed in on?
Well, Doug has a good relationship with a lot of people down there. I just think proximity is good. The Atlanta to Pittsburgh connection is really easy. There's about 8 flights a day. There's a lot of, there's a large part of Atlanta that are full of kids that that didn't grow up in Georgia. They got a ton of move-ins. That's just a fast-growing city. And you're that close to a hub that gets you to Pittsburgh 7 times a day. It's easy to convince guys to jump on airplanes. We've had success with guys there in the past, obviously with Pac-Man and Bruce, and it's really good football. I think it's as well a coached of football state as I've seen. They got great talent. They got great population and play really good football. I was down there a week ago, Tuesday and Wednesday, for their state championship games that they held in the Mercedes-Benz thing. And they had them on Tuesday and Wednesday because their soccer team played on the previous Saturday and they won the Major League Soccer National World Championship. So they had to move them to Tuesday and a Wednesday. They had 4 games Tuesday, 4 games Wednesday. And the entire city was sold out of hotel rooms just because they have, whether it's 1A all the way up through 7A, it's unreal how many people go to those games. It's just incredible football and, really well coached and a lot of talent, so it makes sense for us. I wish I would have stumbled on it and focused on it earlier, but it's been good for us.
And you talk about continuity with your staff. When it comes to recruiting, how important is that? I mean, other than Jake, your staff's been in place for a little while?
Yeah, I think so. And, Dora's been here for a long time too. And, we got a good recruiting plan and we've had guys in areas, and, we have a recruiting strategy and we know what we're focused on and we know if it's not a good fit, don't sit there and play games. Let's just move on and whatever we sign at this point today, we know how to fill it out. Okay, a couple things on the bowl. Excited about going to Orlando. We know these guys, from a program perspective. First of all, just being able to go to Orlando is outstanding. We love it down there. A lot of our guys were down there a couple years ago, so we understand that it's one of the best bowl destinations that you can ask for. The Camping World people do a really great job with hospitality and facilities, and the stadium's awesome, and the hotels are good with the resorts and the theme parks. So it doesn't get any better than this. And then you play Syracuse, who we've played 60 times or something like that. How many times you play against them, Wolf?
Every year.
Every year. What was that, 6 years? We have great history with Syracuse. We all get that. We all understand that. It's been a heated rival game for forever. Not too far removed from playing against them. My first 2 years we did, and they won both. Well aware of that. Coach Marone, when he was there, did a really outstanding job. And me and Coach Babers go way back. He's the Texas connections that we have, and spent time at Baylor, which we can figure out that he spent time at Baylor based on what they do on offense. I do have a lot of respect for him, and his offensive guys and his defensive guys. A lot of them were at Bowling Green together for 3 years. They won a lot of games. We ended up studying their games based on Maryland when they beat Maryland for 2 years in a row or whatever it was. So we're familiar with their style of play, with what they do. They've got, and their defensive coaches as well. I tell you, they're full of a lot of coaches that have worked their way up through the coaching ranks, small schools, had success, got jobs, and they're doing a heck of a job at Syracuse. Got a lot of excitement surrounding their program. I know he just signed an extension. He's happy there. He's the whole staff seems to be happy with the continuity that they have, and the excitement shows when you watch them play. They're good. That quarterback's really a good player. Dungy's really good. Been running it for 3 years now. Does a great job. Runs their offense. They know what they're doing. They play fast. They've snapped the ball more than anybody but one team. I don't know who the first team is, but they're second. So 80, almost 83 snaps a game. So it'll look familiar based on who we've played. And then defensively, they play their tail off. Now, I mean, they give up some plays, and it looks like they give up yards, but they play really good defense. They're sound with what they do. Their schemes are incredibly sound. They fly around. They play hard. They're aggressive. They play, tight man coverage. They blitz you. They are really good in key situations. So they have my attention as far as what they do, not only defensively, obviously, but offensively, and then special teams as well. Got the Lou Groza guy. You look at it, they got good return guys. Ten's a quick little dude that takes chances, both punt return and kick return. So, You know, and then they're solid in the punt and kickoff game as well. So solid team, 9-3. You know, top 20. You know, got 2 losses. 2 of those 3 losses are to CFP teams. You know, it's going to be a challenge now, and we've had about 4 good practices out there. Actually 3 against Syracuse. We'll practice again tomorrow against them. We'll practice Friday morning against them. Then, as I usually do, I let them go home for a few days, and then we'll reconvene in Orlando on Monday, ready to play. And I think our guys will be ready to play. You know, you know, after the disappointing end of the season, you know, it's still a good football team. We've done a great job of next guy up needs to get in there and play, and I don't feel this will be any different. So I think we'll be ready to go. Questions on the game?
With what goes into the decision making as far as how many live practices or how many hitting days you have when you've had this break between the last game and now?
You don't have much. If you recruit the right way, you know, we're on the road recruiting for 3 weeks, and you can't practice them for finals. And so back here on the weekends, you have recruiting weekends. So we got together about once, you know, prior to this week, and then you practice all week this week. If you practice them too hard, then they don't want to play. So, you know, you got to just have a good balance of getting your work done and getting them prepared and keeping them in shape. You know, we got a really good strength and conditioning program in the basement that those guys were in their world for about 3 weeks. So we've healed up. We were banged up after Oklahoma. I think we had about 5 linemen out. You guys saw it. But we're we're back to being healthy. We've practiced good this week. We'll prepare and get down there. And you can't wear them out once you're down there. Now you do. It's bad news. So we'll be ready to go.
Dana, one of your recruits today said that you told him that you were gonna call plays, excuse me, and be offensive coordinator next year. Have you made that decision?
For this game, you know, I'll reevaluate everything once the year's over. I'm getting back in the swing of things. My fingers are all cramped up because I'm signaling plays again, and I've been cooped up, so I'm having a good time with it. And you know, I think Jack and Trey both have done a great job. They're both repping. I'm planning on probably playing them both. You know, so we've been coaching them pretty hard. And you know, Blackwell is a pretty good quarterback. I don't know if you guys know that. You know, so he's been spending some time with them out there, and you know, I'm obviously used to what we're doing and used to calling it and all that. So I'm comfortable with where we're at as an offense, and still got a lot of good players. You know, missing a few, and you know, Gary's not playing. I'm sure you guys know. He battled a high ankle for 6 weeks towards the end of the season. I don't know how he did what he did against Oklahoma because he hasn't practiced in 6 weeks. And, you know, he's got a lot ahead of him. You know, he's trying to play in the East-West game, trying to get to the combine and play. So, you know, he made a decision. He needs to get healthy, and I respect that. We got some good young receivers that have been playing really good. You know, Bryce and Sam both have practiced really hard, and they're playing really hard. So it gives them an opportunity to be able to play. And I'm pretty jacked up about coaching those guys and coaching Jack and coaching Trey and put them in situations to see how they handle it. So that's where we're at currently with our offense. And like I do everything else, I will reevaluate what's going on here as soon as the game's over. I decompress and figure it out.
Dana, on that, if you don't mind, is that something you want to do? Because you seem like you really liked.
I want to win, so whatever we got to do to win. You know, I've got a fairly decent history of calling plays that work. I've got a history of calling plays that don't work. So we'll see how it goes. I'm enjoying it. I like doing it. You know, deep down inside, I can be all the CEO crap. I do as much of the CEO crap as I want to. I like football, and I like calling plays, and I like coaching offense. So that's what our team needs me to do right now, and that's what I do.
Put together a plan for this. You plan for Syracuse or what your quarterbacks can do? How do you?
I know what our quarterbacks can do. We didn't just add them to our team yesterday. So I know what those guys can do. And, you know, you talk about the guys get into a backup quarterback mode, and they just plateau for a while. And then once they're no longer a backup quarterback, those guys, they elevate pretty quickly. So I couldn't be happier with what Jack's doing out there. He's spinning that thing now. And then Trey is like, this red shirt thing, this new red shirt rule, it's awesome. I mean, I don't know, would be in deep crap if I didn't have that rule right now, you know? So, you know, Trey gets to play, and he's going to play. And I can't wait to see what he does. You know, Sam's going to play in red shirt. Bryce is going to play in red shirt. Mike Brown right now is starting left guard. He's going to play in red shirt. You know, T.J. Banks is going to play in red shirt. Bryson Mays is our backup center right now. He's probably going to play. So Quantel Raines is going to play. I mean, this is awesome. You know, you can sit there and be upset with, you know, Will Greer and Yadney and Gary Kazang to play. I mean, those are pretty good reasons why they wouldn't. I'm good because we got a whole bunch of other people on our team that get an opportunity to go play a football game. We're practicing our butt off and get those guys out there and see what happens in a live setting. That's awesome to me. And we're not killing a year. And then they come back in here in January after that kind of an experience and that kind of an opportunity to be able to go play. They're going to be different people in January because of it.
Have you mapped out a plan how you want to use the quarterbacks yet? Could you split them?
Yeah, I've got it all figured out. And I'm going to tell you, right? They're going to play. I don't know how else to tell you. I mean, those guys are going to play. I mean, I'm happy with both of them, and they're going to play. So I'm going to keep practicing, come up with a good plan, and go execute it. Can't tell you that either, Bob. I mean, let your imagination wander. More importantly, let's let Syracuse's imagination wander.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, appreciate y'all.